एक प्रॉपर टीचिंग पेडागोगी, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, एटमॉस्फेयर बहुत ज़रूरी है एक अच्छे डिज़ाइन कॉलेज को ग्रो करने के लिए, उसके स्टूडेंट को ज़िंदगी में ग्रो करने के लिए। और ये यूजीसी भी मानता है। इसीलिए सारे डिज़ाइन कॉलेज को डिग्री नहीं मिल जाता है। तभी हम लोग जब डिज़ाइन कॉलेज की रिव्यू शुरू किए थे, ये बार बार इन्फॉर्म करना चाहते थे स्टूडेंट को कि जो भी कॉलेज तुम चूज़ करोगे उस कॉलेज में ये सब चीज़ होना चाहिए, साथ में डिग्री। एंड ये बहुत अच्छा लगता है देख के कि जब कोई नया कॉलेज सामने आता है जिसमें ये सब कुछ है। एक उम्मीद जगते हैं कि जो फ्यूचर आने वाला है डिज़ाइन एजुकेशन का इंडिया में, वो ब्राइट हो रहा है। ऐसा ये कॉलेज है ऋषिवुड, जो हालांकि 2 साल हुए हैं अपनी जर्नी शुरू किया है इस डिज़ाइन एजुकेशन में, पर इसकी जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और बाकी फैसिलिटीज़ है वो वाकई काफ़ी उम्मीद जगाते हैं। हम लोग इस कॉलेज को अच्छे से घूम के देखे, इसके इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को देखे और डीन से भी बात हुआ है।
ऋषिहुड यूनिवर्सिटी एक इम्पैक्ट यूनिवर्सिटी है. So School of Creativity, our focus was primarily, to build onto the vision of our Prime Minister, which was Make in India, right? So we have progressed keeping this vision in mind, and we want to say design in India, made for the world. What do I mean by this is that design in India would be like a value addition to any of the manufacturing area which you want to look into. So design in India करके अगर हम world को tap करते हैं, so that's one of which we want to focus always onto it. So School of Creativity is the very first school of creativity in Indian higher education. Higher education in India is usually under the regulatory body of UGC, University Grant Commission. And I feel very proud in saying that we are the very first school of creativity in India. Now why School of Creativity? I mean, आप सब ने देखा होगा, there are lots of schools of design. या अलग होता है School of Visual Art, Applied Arts, Fine Arts, Performing Arts, Mass Media, all these things. So, but by the end of the day, they are all creative expressions. So the idea was, why not, when we are talking about experiential and multidisciplinary, why not bring all the creative expressions into one school, which is School of Creativity. So our programs are routed into this manner where student of design, when he or she is undergoing a BDes, which is Bachelor's in Design, he or she also gets an opportunity to work towards printmaking. So that's part of visual arts. He or she also has an opportunity to get into ceramics, if a student wants to get into product design. So why not he or she should have an elective for ceramics, So how do you do glazing? How do you get into the furnacing? What the temperature should be, what the chemical composition should be. So all those things, the little loopholes which were existing into the Indian higher education for design, we tried to fill in, and we launched ourselves as School of Creativity. Students also have an advantage of getting into drama societies, into performing arts, into playing the musical instruments, to creating, fusions. So a lot of these concoctions, students do get an upper hand at School of Creativity. Another important thing which we have tried to bring in this school is that design is always a process which takes into consideration, the 360-degree view. It's a process for the humans. There's a human-centric approach involved into design. So जब हम एक human-centric approach की बात करते हैं, so there are multiple angles which we have to look into. So design at School of Creativity is a program which involves, entrepreneurship, because designers ultimately they will be creativepreneurs. There is a component of legislation, तो legislative करना पड़ता है, management आता है, advertising आता है, आपका environment sustainability से आता है. आप कोई अगर अपना स्टूडियो खोलना चाह रहे हैं, so उसकी क्या पॉलिसीज़ होंगी, कैसे आप अपना स्टूडियो खोलेंगे, कैसे गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट मिलेगा, कैसे बैंक का सपोर्ट मिलेगा. All those things are taught into School of Creativity along with the creative part. Another important thing which we take it as our differentiator, as why we are different from other schools, is that we are offering a very boutique kind of a learning. When I say boutique, what do I mean? दैट डिज़ाइन कभी भी ऐसा नहीं होता लाइक अ फॉर्मूला, जैसे मैथमेटिक्स में फॉर्मूला होता है, या हिस्ट्री में या फिज़िक्स में, आपके बाकी साइंस स्ट्रीम्स में फैक्ट्स होते हैं कि फैकल्टी आई, प्रोफेसर्स आए, उन्होंने प्रेजेंटेशन दिया, आपको लेक्चर समझाया एंड इट्स डन. डिज़ाइन इज़ ऑलवेज वन टू वन, right? Design is a very individualistic approach. So boutique learning में क्या होता है, my faculties are actually sitting and guiding and giving them personal attention to each and every student. We follow a very project based approach. Now project, probably what I am thinking, what you are thinking could differ, but nothing is right or wrong, right? The project on which you want to work, you will get that chance and that opportunity to work into that project. The peer which you have in the same batch would want to have a different project, so he or she would be working on to a different project. So why we are putting that extra effort and giving that boutique learning with the project based approach is only for the reason that when my students pass out after 4 years, they are actually placed very beautifully into the industry, and that has been, you know, one of our differentiators. Another thing is, like, you know, when now with the technological advancement, everybody is talking about AI, ओपन AI प्लेटफॉर्म्स, आपका चैट GPT आ गया है, आपका डाली प्लेटफॉर्म्स आ गए हैं. सो AI किसी टाइम पे ये बात किया जाता था that AI is primarily for coding, for analysis, but now artificial intelligence, which is AI, has also entered the creative line, right? आपके कितने सारे मिड जर्नी प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं जिसमें आप अपना क्रिएटिविटी का काम आपका AI कर रहा है. बट क्या ये एक्चुअली बात वही है जो हम एक ह्यूमन सेंट्रिक अप्रोच में डालना चाह रहे हैं? सो यहाँ पे स्कूल ऑफ क्रिएटिविटी में स्टूडेंट्स आर एक्सपोज्ड टू low tech, which is the manual skills, do it with your hands. Then the progression happens to, you know, the digital age, which is the high tech, and gradually once you are about to reach, you are exposed to the new age technologies, which could be metaverse, which is of course the key buzz these days, but also with lot of assistive technologies, right? So इस तरह से आप अपनी जर्नी हमारे साथ 4 साल में पूरी करते हैं. There are a lot of projects which you will be working, and these projects are the real life projects which we bring to the classrooms. Why we bring these projects is because we have a very strong industry board. Industry board from Fab India to Kohler to Marks and Spencer to Triberg, all these partners are with us. Recently we are also tying up with the UI UX of Microsoft. So we are working very actively towards it. So industry अगर आके बच्चों के साथ interact करती है, उनको अपने projects देती है, बच्चे जाके वहाँ उनके ऑफिसेज में देखते हैं कि कैसे काम किया जाता है. सो बच्चा शुरुआत से ही इंडस्ट्री के लिए तैयार हो रहा है. सो दैट इज़ ऑल्सो वन थिंग, यू नो, विच वी आर वर्किंग. इंडस्ट्री इज़ रैपिडली चेंजिंग, सो बहुत ज़रूरी होता है कि हम उनको डे 1 से उसी तरह से तैयार करना शुरू करें, ताकि उनके प्लेसमेंट्स हैं, उनकी जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, या वो खुद के स्टूडियोज़ अगर खोलना चाहते हैं या इंटरनेशनली कहीं जाना चाहते हैं, सो स्कूल has to support them by making them ready for the future. The future is not immediately what you will be doing after 4 years. Future is also, you know, what you will be doing after say 10 years. You should be ready for that period, you know. Your skills should not be obsolete. So that's how we take everything into consideration and we plan our programs and the delivery methods. There's a beautiful bucket of faculties we have, you know, it's a lovely group, very interdisciplinary. We have a strength of visiting faculties from India as well as from international universities. We have tie-ups with the UK, United Kingdom. Students have the opportunity to go abroad and finish their programs, or whether they want to go and do their post-graduation, they can think about it. So that way we have given them lot of opportunities to explore their creative world and start their creative journey with us. Now the programs which we are offering are, you know, the specializations are product design, we have communication design, we have fashion and textiles, we have interior architecture along with the foundation. So it's a 1 + 3 years of model, which usually the NID has to offer. The beauty is that all these programs are connected with a very fine thread, which is the creative line. What do I mean is that a product student has also, the flexibility to do something from communication design. Communication student can do a partial credit from fashion and textiles. Fashion and textiles can do some credits from, say, interior architecture. So, this interdisciplinary approach is what we have worked on through a project-based approach. For post-graduation, which is the MDes, Masters in Design, it's a very integrated model. It's not a very specialized, and we are offering programs towards industrial design and communication design. Now, communication design is, again, we have taken the UAL, University of Arts little framework, where we are talking about graphics, we are also talking about the digital media, we are also talking about the interaction or interface design. So across 4 years, this is how we deal with our curriculum. Now the placements, one batch of Master in Design has already passed out and they were beautifully placed. Students are working in Green Gold Animation, which is in Hyderabad, and they are looking into the UI UX part. Few of the students who wanted to get into fashion and textiles, so they have done some innovation towards antimicrobial textiles, and they are working with Good Earth. So these are the few of the placements since we are just 2 years old, so batches are doing good for themselves. Entry, we are very particular in whom do we want to give admission. We are not open to it. So the students for undergrad, of course 60% in 12th, that's the minimum criteria. And then we have our own school specific design entrance exam. The student has the option of whether they have to come to the school or they can also do online, because again, the advancement of technology, we have created this platform where students can appear for the online entrance exam. So this is how it, and then once you clear the first level of entrance, then the students have to have an interaction. So there's a panel, your interviews are taken. For us, portfolio is not very important, but yes, a personal interaction to see how sensible you are, what is your inclination, are you actually having that bent of mind to get into the creative line is we assess on, and how sensitive you are towards getting into the design world. So these are the few parameters for the entrance we have consideration for. The scholarships, yes, we have scholarship policies, but scholarship policies are purely based onto the merit and onto the need based. If you are extraordinary student, you have done some great work towards some community engagement, you have a brilliant outstanding record towards the creative line, you have done some projects, we do consider. If you have a good grade in your grade 12th, of course, yes, we do consider. Need based is the second criteria for scholarship. If scholarship committee decides that yes, you are fitting into the need based criteria, then yes, university is there to help you. Fee structure is for an undergrad is 3 lakhs rupees per year, and for an post graduation it is 2.5 per year.
Okay.
And then again, like NID, which is in residential complex, NIFT, which is again, a residential program. We are also the first in the private universities to have a mandatory residential program for our BDes and for our MDes. So it's a residential program.
It is compulsory.
Yes, yes.
So the food and hostel is included in the fees, or it is
No. So for the lodging and the accommodation and the food, that is further 3, which comes out to be 1.5. This is 3 plus 1.6. So 1.6 becomes for the hostel and the mess charges, including the laundry and the extracurricular, the sports complex, library, all those things. But they are residential, because again design is something, traveling across, carrying so much of material. Studios are open 24/7.
Your studios are open throughout night?
Yes, throughout night, yes.
So that's like, of course, like it's not that your college is finishing by 5.
No. Technically, yes, but then, I am there in the residence, so faculty stay in the residences only. So we are always there in the campus, So if the students want help from the faculties are in the campus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can go, somebody will be there to, like,
Yes.
if they want to go and work in the computer computers and everything, they can.
They
work.
can work. They can.
Okay.
Yes.
It's just like NID.
Yes.
they can work.
Exactly like NID.
And one more thing, in that case, then when it's completely residential, then you have a restricted number of students, because that will be based on the accommodation. You can't stretch it.
See, it's not only about the residential. We are very particular in whom we are giving admission to, and as I said, it's a boutique learning. Design, a personal attention is required. It cannot be one formula or one size fits all. So, boutique learning. So we are very choosy about whom we give admission. We are very particular on that aspect. So the number strength, we want to keep it small. We don't want to expand. But at the same time, we want to deliver quality education. So if the student is actually passionate about getting into the creative line and the design line, the School of Creativity welcomes.
सो स्टूडेंट्स, मेरे ख्याल से आप लोगों को एक आइडिया लग गया है कि रिशूट कैसा है और फ्यूचर में क्या ऑफ़र कर रहा है। इस कॉलेज में भर्ती होने के लिए क्या प्रोसेस है, ये जानने के लिए, इसके अलावा भी कोई और सवाल है वो पूछने के लिए कॉन्टैक्ट अस इन दिस नंबर। मैम विल हेल्प यू विथ ऑल योर क्वेरीज।